Hey everyone, welcome to Day Deal on Display. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Casemate Tough Case for the Motorola Droid Razr. You are more than welcome to check out the Tough over at its official website at any time. That is going to be located at www.case-mate.com. And of course, do not forget to check it out on our own homepage as well at www.daydeal.com. So let's go and get things rolling by giving you the unofficial measurements for the Casemate Tough Case. Please keep in mind that these measurements are merely approximations. They're not meant to be 100% accurate. We just want to give you an idea of what to expect when you own the Tough for your Droid Razr. Now, starting with the weight of the case, according to the scale, that is going to be around 37.5 grams, not too shabby for a thick back cover on the Droid Razr. Moving on to the length, let's go ahead and show that to you right now. That is going to be around 134 millimeters. Onto the width of the Casemate Tough, this is going to be about 74.5 millimeters, and finally the depth of the case, which we are going to measure where the camera is located. And that's going to be around 15.5 millimeters. There we have it, folks, the unofficial dimensions for the Casemate Tough. So let's go and bring the other case back into view right now, and even put our dummy phone in the center between those two and talk about this product a little bit more. Now, at the time of this video's creation, I want to let you guys know that the Casemate Tough is actually not currently available on the official website as of yet. It will be up there shortly. If you head on over there right now, all you are going to see is the Barely There case. So this means that we're not too sure how many colors the Tough will be out in, but as of right now, we know it is available in black and hot pink. Speaking of which, you'll also notice that if you turn the case on its face like so, which is actually the proper way of looking at it, because once your Droid Razr is inside, you're not really going to see it from the inside out. There's not really much of a difference between the colors. In front of us right now with the black and the hot pink, you will notice a slight trim difference around the camera lens and the speaker, and of course at the bottom and the top of it. But outside of that, not really much else. So for folks out there that probably can't get the Tough in the color that they want to, I wouldn't say it's the end of the world. You're really just going to have to like black as a color, because that's what the majority of the Tough looks like. Now, this is a more unusual design as well from Casemate. Usually the Tough is melded into one piece, so it's a monoframe design, but for this version on the Droid Razr, it's actually a layered case. It consists of a silicone skin and a polycarbonate shell that goes over that skin. And this is, of course, a very common design nowadays amongst many different brands. Every brand happens to have their own version of a layered case, and I guess Casemate decided to throw their a hat into the pile, so to speak, with this version of the Tough on the Droid Razr. We don't necessarily agree with this design, because we always thought the Tough was unique in its own right by it being a monoframe design, but still consisting of two layers, thus making it a hybrid cover. But I guess times are changing, and we're not too sure if the Tough is going to become a layered case from this point forward. So enough of me blabbering on. Let's go ahead and talk about this product up close and personal. I'm going to go and use the hot pink version today because it actually shows up a lot better on camera. Now, showing you the skin layer. Okay, not much to talk about. It's your standard run-of-the-mill silicone skin. Now, what's nice about this particular silicone, however, is that it has a light glazing on it, an anti-static glazing, if you will. And what that does is that it actually resists lint from sticking to it. Now, that's not to say that it's impervious from lint, okay? It still will get on there, but you can actually just go ahead and rub it with your fingers, and you'll notice right there on camera that I actually can go ahead and remove small particles of lint and it'll stay off. Versus other types of silicone skins out there, if you do that, you actually add more lint onto it, and it eventually turns gray, and it is not pleasant stuff, okay? Other than that, there are coverings for the power button, as well as the volume up and down button where appropriate, etc. I'll show you that in just a bit, but I want to talk about the other layer. Now, this is really the bread and butter of the Casemate Tough case. In other versions, this is the thickest part, and on this layered version, it's pretty much the same thing. It's made of a very dense polycarbonate material, very tough stuff, but at the same time lightly flexible. And you do want to see this in a case or cover, because if you have standard plastic like you would find on aftermarket accessories, that stuff is very prone to cracking. Okay, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you had an aftermarket case in the past for another phone, or you just happen to own one right now, chances are if you've dropped it once, you'll start noticing a little nicks in it, little dents, if you will, etc., what have you, and that's not good because the next time you drop it, it's probably going to shatter on you, and your phone's going to fly right out, and all that nonsense, and that's the kind of the defeats the purpose of having a case on it in the first place. But having a polycarbonate shell, you don't have to worry about too much. It can be dropped multiple times. It's not going to develop those stress fractures, and it's just made to last a long time. And that's the whole idea of it. Now, other than that, the Casemate Tough doesn't include anything else. No screen protector, no kickstand, no belt clip holster. What you see is what you get. And MSRP asking price for this case is $34.95, so that may seem a little steep for some folks out there, especially since the Droid Razr actually has a lot of good cases for it released already. And with the upcoming Droid Max also in the works, not too sure if this was priced I guess you can say respective to all the other brands out there. I think it's a little bit expensive, but to each their own. So let's go ahead and install this on the Droid Razr right now and give you a quick 360 tour because it is a pretty straightforward cover. Wrapping around the skin first, this is how it looks. And then we are going to go ahead and put the shell around that. And once everything is in place, this is how the Casemate Tough looks on the Droid Razr. Starting with the front screen area, you notice that the lip that is created from the Tough is actually pretty good. It's actually pretty deep, which is surprising for, assumingly, a back cover case. Okay, so that means if you happen to rest your phone on its face like so, it's going to be resting up and away from the surface you are, resting it against. And more importantly, and please block your ears, should you happen to drop the case on its face and that lip catches the impact first, your Droid Razr is going to be fine. For folks out there that want to use a screen protector of any type, you are more than welcome to. You can notice right now that the Casemate Tough does not actually cover much of the black bezeled edge area, which is always a good thing for screen protectors as far as those are concerned. And that's pretty much it for the front screen area. So moving on to the top, we have an opening for the USB port as well as the HDMI port. Okay, it's nice and large, so you shouldn't have problems fitting any type of cable into there, OEM as well as aftermarket. And the opening for the audio jack is the same thing. It should accommodate straight as well as angled connectors. Moving on to this side, I wanted to show you once again the coverings for the power button as well as the volume up and down rocker switch. Okay, nice and large, very easy to press, even on this dummy phone version. On the bottom, not much else to talk about, so moving on to the back, we have an opening for the rear-facing leave microphone, as well as the speakers, camera lens, and the LED flash, and that's it, guys, for the Casemate Tough on the Motorola Droid Razr. Closing thoughts and comments. We do like what we see with the Casemate Tough. Okay, it's a very durable back cover. It has a very nice lip on it, which is always a good thing because it offers more coverage than it appears to do from first glance. But at the same time, it's not really a fancy case, and the Droid Razr already has a lot of nice accessories out there. Speaking of which, the price point that Casemate decided to put this at, which is at the $35 range US, is kind of pricey, and there's a lot of other great cases that fall within that same range that offer a lot more than the Casemate Tough. So it's really kind of up to you whether or not you feel it's justified for what you get. So it's not bad of what you're getting. We just felt maybe you could have gotten more, and that's all we have to say about that. Okay, so follow us on our Facebook, our Twitter, our YouTube channel. Thanks as always for watching, and we'll catch you guys next video.